Welcome back to the channel. I'm knocking up a sort of a bit of a jig. I'll run the intro and I'll fill you in on the other side. Right, so what am I doing? Well, I've been given two pieces of what looks like just normal pine. It's in a terrible state, as you can see, but I've been given these, and these are 14 inches or 355 mil. Yeah, they're both the same, and they are roughly 2 5/8 or 65 mil square. And I've been asked, can I turn this into money? It's a friend of mine, he's seen one of the videos and said, see if you can turn that into money. So I've got a bit of an idea, but I've got a lot of prep work to do. And the reason I've done this setup is because I'm going to use the belt sander just to see how it cleans up, and then we can sort of work out what we're going to do. Right. That's with 80 grit sandpaper. I mean, that's what it was like. So, yeah, don't know yet. But this is going to have to be machined, and I'm going to run this through the bandsaw. If you haven't got a bandsaw, you could do it by hand or use a circular saw, but I think it would take you a number of cuts. But because I've got one, I'm going to use it, and I'm going to run this into strips, I think. Okay, I'll see you on the bandsaw. So you saw there, I've got 6 pieces, not necessarily usable at the moment. I mean, the cut's not bad, but I've got to sand all this down, and that's the offcut from it. So at the moment, we're winning. Right, let me get these sanded up. I'm going to be using 80 grit all the way up to, well, I'm going to do 80 grit to start with. Now, they will not be precision flat, square, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to get these sanded to something like, this is basically aimed at any beginner. I know not everyone's going to have a bandsaw, but if you get some pallet wood, which is pretty, I mean, that was a, I don't know what that was. This, you could make this what I've got in mind. Okay. Right, so let me put you back up there. So I've now just done all the faces for these pieces. They're not perfect, and this is probably an ideal, what's the word, ideal palette job. Right, I don't want that much lower. So now I've got to get these ends dressed up. Okay, I've got an idea what to make. It is very similar to something I've made, but it's not for keys. I want to get that clear. I'm going to glue two pieces together and get these ink clamps ready for the next step. There's still a hell of a lot of cleaning up to do, so I'm going to leave these let it dry and we'll get it, so we'll come back when this is ready. Okay, this is dried, but it's had an hour. Let's see if this glue really does what it says. Well, yeah. It's not perfect. This needs to be re-sanded down, so I'm going to get that prepped. I might just try it with the orbital sander, then get the big one out. So we'll get that done. Once I've got this ready, I'll then explain what I'm proposing to do. Right, got these pieces all ready. As you can see there, they've all been sanded down to 120 grit. I mean, that's what it was at 80 grit, piece I'm not using. And I've got a wider piece. Now, if you've sussed out already what I'm doing, well done. But I'm making this up as I go along, and I need to clean this edge up and then get a measurement. Before I do that, I just want to check what I've got. I'm thinking 300mm or 11 3/4. Yeah, that's 305. Let's do it at 12. So I'm just going to clean this edge up on the saw. I shan't be a second. Okay, it's time for the reveal. What am I making? Well, that's the top. These are the two uprights. It's going to have a backer plate, and it's going to have coat hooks up. Something I found online, just a quick project. And this would be a lot quicker if you didn't use reclaimed stuff. But if you do use pallets and you prep them in advance, then you're fine. So what I want to do now is I'm going to measure, which I've already done off camera. I'm going to measure 20mm in. This is going against the wall, so 20mm in there, 20mm down, and join the lines. Join the marks. And that there is the bit I'm going to cut off. Got to do the same with two of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape these together so they all get cut at the same time. And probably I'll run this through on the bandsaw, I think. Now I owe you an apology because I thought I'd set the camera up, but I didn't press the record button, and I apologise for that. But you can see there, I've cut them from that. So that's that bit done. So now this all is sanding yet again, and the edge is breaking, but they're going to go like so. Probably a gap there, and the top. This top needs to be narrowed down in the width, but I want to get this bit made first. So I'm going to start sanding them down. You won't have to see that. Believe me, they'll be sanded to 180 grit, and I'll see if we can put them together. Okay, done to 180 grit. I'm happy with them, and I'm going to get them fastened down into there. Bit of glue. I'm not waiting as it's end grain. I'm not going to wait forever because I'm just going to get it fastened up straight away. So what I will be doing is pin nailing it so that we can, what's the name? I'm just going to use the pins that are in there, which I think are 1.5 inches. So let's get that done. So this has to be run through. I've got to take 30mm off, and just by magic, it's done. There you go. I'm not bothered with all this fancy camera stuff half the time. Right, so we've got burn marks, etc. We've got to get this sanded up, and let's get this attached. before I do, I want to pick the best side for the front, which I'm going to use this as the front along the part, so the joint will sit over there. But I'm going to put a round on this, just make it look a bit more presentable. There you go. That's where the hook's on. For some reason my camera's not zoomed in properly. That's where the hook's on. This is how it will look. I'm going to give it a stain now. You know my usual. I'm going to go walnut because I don't like the look of pine as it is. And next time you see this, it'll be done and dusted. And there you have it. Finished. Basically a pallet wood. If you have forgotten what I made it out of, I'll put an image up at the beginning. And we've made something that they sell for upwards of £45 here in England. Don't know what you get elsewhere. I'm hoping that picks that up properly. Now the other question is, which one do you prefer? You saw me hold it up before, and again I'll put that image up. Do you prefer this one or the other? Leave it in the comments if you think I should have just left it as a piece of pine. It's a fun little project, and I did it in a walnut stain, as that's sort of my go-to, and I covered it in a gloss spray afterwards. It doesn't quite cover. Is it perfect? No. Let me show you. Full thing. It doesn't quite cover the nail holes. I could have punched them in and filled it, but it was a time factor. And a lot of time I spent, if you've watched this, in prepping the material. But if you bought yourself a piece of 4x1. You know, 100 be 20, well, it'd be 3/4 ounce, 100 by 19mm, 18mm. You can easily knock this up. And if you do little fairs, I'm sure you'll get, I don't think £45 cuts it, but I'm sure you'd get £15–20 for these. Don't know. What do you think? Anyway, thank you. If you've stuck to the end, thank you. It was just a quick how-to video to turn, like I say, pallet wood into something usable and sellable. I mean, another thing on here, if you look there, it's got the cut marks. I've left them on. So it's almost a rustic look as well. And again, yes, I have done something similar. And if you wanted to put keys on that, you could. If you think we deserve it, please leave us a like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.